Abhishek Manu Singhvi of the Congress Party is joining us on the broadcast as well. I'm going to come back to you. Mr. Singhvi, good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm just going to put the overall picture of the exit polls so far on our screen so that our viewers have a better sense of what we are talking about. Mr. Singhvi, by the looks of the exit polls so far, and we have at least 5 or 6 of them that have put out overall numbers, the picture is not looking very good for the India alliance. Mr. Modi, by the looks of it, is getting a clear third term, possibly bettering his numbers from 2019.
Well, certainly, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can. Good evening. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Singhvi, I can. Good evening. Go ahead.
Yes. Okay.
I can,
now,
loud and clear.
Certainly from what you say, and if the exit polls are correct, it's very depressing. I have no hesitation in saying that. But I'll tell you, my own understanding is that, of course, the usual caveat that we've had enough exit polls in the past, many elections, both assembly and national, where things have gone clearly wrong. But that apart, I think there is an overstatement in a lot of the figures I've seen. I've gone through some of these polls in the last hour and a half, state-wise. Now, of course, the additions or the increments to BJP in the southern states like Kerala and Tamil Nadu are small. But even those small increments add up to 5, 7, 8 seats. I don't accept that. I think they may, in all these Tamil Nadus and the Keralas, maybe get 1 seat. Second, I was in Bangalore some time ago. There is nobody privately, including BJP people, who gave us less than double digit. The worst figure given to me was 8 or 9. I'm giving you the worst figures. I believe that in all the states where I agree that they are the Gujarat model states of the BJP, be it Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh or Gujarat, I believe there again there is an overstatement in the sense that we cannot get 0 or 1 as is being given in all the polls or the major polls. It can't be. I believe, yes, we may not win there. We may not get a halfway mark. But not to give us 25% in these states is, I think, an overstatement in favor of the BJP. I also think that Bihar, they have overstated the Nitish Kumar figure. I'm talking, of course, 1 or 2 polls I saw. I can't say for every poll, but for example, the India Today poll I saw, it seemed to be the Nitish Kumar who is perceived by his contemporaries, his rivals, his compatriots to have been clearly down and out, is given a very high figure. And therefore, I think that the overall thing it's going to be close, but I don't think it's this kind of a, one-way story. The NDA I'm seeing in your chart figures in the 350s. I don't agree with that at all.
But look at the India chart. 125, 154, 154, 141.
It's the same thing.
Because the alliance has just stepped out and said that we are winning 295. Where is that 295 number coming from, sir?
That's the point. You see, that's the point.
Isn't that an overstatement?
What I've said just now is a mirror image. If I'm right in what I've said about the NDA, then correspondingly, the India figure has to change. If you have an overstatement on the NDA side, it's an understatement in your chart on the India side. We have not been, the 400 varieties. We have not been going gung-ho. We have given a calibrated figure where 395 can be 295, can be 290, it can be 285. And we have been, I think, fair in saying that the NDA figure may add 20-25 more to them to about 240, 235, 240. But to suggest that, the figures on the NDA column are so high, and I see just now in front of me in your chart, it's absolutely unacceptable. 362, 392, 371. I don't know, if you go state-wise and do a back-of-the-envelope calculation, you're on saturation point in many states. It is impossible to believe that you'll repeat the saturation point. If you reduce, I calculated on one state-by-state saturation point analysis, about 70 seats you reduce. But you make up compensatory seats at about 20. But where are all the other compensatory seats coming from? Now, what is happening in these surveys is that you are giving
Mr. Singhvi,
the sweep to a state and you are repeating the saturation. I don't accept that.
But Mr. Singhvi, just look at the data we have. Just look at the baseline. Of the 224, I mean, amongst all the seats, 224 of the seats that the BJP won in 2019, they won by more than 50%, more than 50% vote share. That tells you a story.
That is true.
That tells you where the
I
BJP was
believe
starting from and where the India
our
Alliance was starting from.
I believe our biggest challenge is that we are making up a lot of lost ground, but the percentages are so far apart from the previous elections that it's not becoming easy to bridge that gap. There, I agree with you. That can be the only reason for this defeat. But otherwise, even the polls which I'm not accepting are giving a significant increase in the vote percentages in almost every state to the India Alliance. I refuse to believe that you will have sweeps of
You
the
have
kind
just
you
accepted
projected in
defeat.
Chhattisgarh, MP, and Gujarat. I refuse to believe that it's just not possible to have that kind of
You
sweep.
have just
You know, these
accepted
are
defeat.
no. Where, on the contrary, for the last 5 minutes, you look like I'm accepting defeat. It's depressing to read. You know, if you have a
I
debate
mean, that's
that you
exactly what
must
you
take
said.
these figures
You used the
given.
word, I didn't.
Which one? No. I said that if you take the figures
Okay,
as they
my
are
last
given,
question to
they
you.
are depressing.
Uh,
But I'm not accepting the figures. I'm just telling you state-wise why those figures can't be correct. I said they're depressing as given. But that
okay.
is certainly not the truth because you are repeating 29 out of 29, 28 out of 28, 25 out of 25. How is it possible that you'll make at the worst a gain of 8 seats or 7 seats in Rajasthan and 0 in Madhya Pradesh, 0 in Chhattisgarh, 0 in Gujarat? You will make a gain in Bihar, but you will make, and look at the Haryana figures.
ठीक है.
Even the BJP in Haryana itself is crying. They are worried. And you are giving figures, Haryana, that you'll get 2-3 seats, the India Alliance. Therefore, I think
अच्छा,
this
Mr.
is really, a bit of
ठीक
a
है,
too
Mr.
much of a
Singhvi.
gung-ho situation.
Okay, so we had Mr. Khera on the show 20 minutes back. He called all these exit polls, Sarkari exit polls. We'll see if they bear out on the 4th. My last question to you is, if you believe the India Alliance is winning, because the Alliance today has stepped out and said they're getting 295 seats, can I please ask you then who your prime ministerial candidate is?
No, first of all,
Jeet rahe hain, according to you, you're winning. So if you win, you'll have to put a prime minister in place.
two very clear answers. One, they spent the whole day today. They didn't spend 5 minutes in the meeting of the India Alliance. And they went down state-wise, region-wise, area-wise. And then they came up with the 290-95 figure. They also, therefore, applied their minds. So it's not a rabbit out of the hat figure, not a 400 ke par kind of figure of Modi ji. Second, we have said again, and it's a very obvious thing, this is a futile debate. If you have been patient for the last 7 phases over 2 months, what's the point of a debate on prime ministerial candidate when there's an alliance in front of you? The alliance sat very happily today, harmoniously, and discussed everything. And they will not be able to choose a PM candidate on Monday, on Tuesday, you think? 100% they will be. This is only a
we'll see.
BJP red herring to try and
We'll
divert
see
the
you
debate. The
on 4th
debate,
as well.
it will depend very much on the figures of each party. It will depend on consensus. It will depend on harmony. And you'll have it. If you waited so long, wait for 48 or 72 hours more.
Okay. Mr. Singhvi, we hope to see you on the 4th as well. Thank you very much for joining us on the show. Thanks very much. Good night. Have a good day.